Um, only he was learning everything in the offense, so it was an easy press and play when you have Tom Brady. It's easy that way,
Well,
but
sure.
our Panther brothers don't get it, man. They don't get it, and it's frustrating.
I think everybody, well, as we're getting older, right, and the younger fans are coming in,
Yeah,
everybody wants to win right now and immediate,
now.
and they think that it's easy just to retool and rebuild your team, and it's just not. And like I said, I sure I get frustrated and I want to see different things happen, of course, but when you sit back and look about it, like we've won 80% more games this year than we did last year, 80% more. What name any industry where if you were 80% more productive than the year before, I think that'd be a pretty good year. And it's been a roller coaster, but I just feel like our fan base, they're so quick to just take a shit on the team, on players, on we need to love them up too, right? And like that's part of the deal is you got to like take the good with the bad. By the way, Tom Brady wasn't always Tom Brady. I mean,
Exactly.
and he took
He was
time.
a bench warmer to be exact.
Yeah, and he unfortunately won his first Super Bowl against us in Houston, but we just it's just we just as a fan base need to give the team a little bit of love. And I think the other thing that the fans need to remember is, I mean, we as a group of fans, and rightfully so, by the way, we were criticizing the crap out of our owner to step back, get out of the way, stop meddling, let your football people make football decisions.
And he did.
And he did, and look at the results, and it's like that's still not good enough. And I think that's where people need to like, you can't just snap your fingers and suddenly you're going to win every game. That
And
just
that's
doesn't
why I
happen.
think that people don't understand football.
No.
They don't get it. They don't understand that this is a first time owner.
Mm-hmm.
He was part owner of the a silent owner of
Yeah, minority owner. Yeah,
Pittsburgh, yeah.
yeah.
And now he's a majority owner of the Carolina Panthers. He had to get it together because undoubtedly Chip or not Chip, what was that the college coach he brought here that was just horrible?
Matt Rule.
Oh my
Matt
goodness.
Rule. Yeah.
I hated Matt Rule. I hated him with a passion. He came with the college philosophy, trying to talk to grown men the same way you talk to kids.
Yeah. But hindsight being 2020, right? I mean, when we hired him, the story is that if we let him get on the plane, he was going to get hired by the Giants. He was heavily sought after by everybody. So I think that's where people misunderstand. I think they just expect that you can just turn a team around and look at Ben Johnson goes to Chicago and he's doing what he's doing and everyone's excited and they're playing great. Okay, great. Except I would argue they had a lot of pieces and they're differently from us. They built the team.
There's no argue about it. We gave them 3 number ones and 2 number twos.
But they built the team and then plugged in a quarterback.
Yes.
We drafted a quarterback and then are trying to build a team. So,
yes.
I don't know. We could go back and talk about that trade. And I don't know if you could say it was good or bad. I don't know if you could really. Hindsight's always 2020, and you can always
say too much. The 2 number ones and 2 number twos should have sufficed. Given the way DJ Moore was them honestly saying we really don't want to trade this pick, and somebody in their mind of minds like, you know what? Let's just do it anyway, and that's fine. But when you do it, you got to come talk to the organization and say, look, this move. We gave away 3 number ones, which means we gave Chicago a boost. That's why Chicago's doing what they're doing. Not only did they get our number one, they had they had DJ Moore, so they got 2 number ones at one time. So they got supercharged. They got supercharged, and that burns me up to this day. But
see, I'm not
him on Greg Olsen. So hey, when we got Greg Olsen back in the day, it was like the same type of deal. Like, how did we do that?
Yeah, they gave up on Greg. But see, I don't, I have an unpopular opinion. Like, I'm not mad that we traded Brian Burns. I mean, Like, of course, I'd love to keep him, but the number he wanted, it just didn't work for us. I mean, he wanted to hold us ransom for an insane amount of money, 30 million a year. Okay, I don't know that he ever produced like that. This is the first year in his career that he's really produced sacks. I mean, and I'm happy for him. But look what it took. It took giving Thibodeau and Abdul Carter opposite him. So he So I don't know. I don't think it's fair to go back and say we have the team we have, and we can go back and talk about moves that other people made and whether they worked or not in retrospect. But at the same time, we still are here and we still can win our division. And you could argue that if we didn't trade up to get a quarterback, we'd be still in this never-ending death spiral, right? I mean, look, I would sit there and say we should have kept Sam.
That was my first thing. If it, you guys probably haven't watched the shows back in the day, but I said Sam. We the ones that made Sam come around. Sam started playing good for us. As soon as Sam started playing good for us, they got rid of him. They brought in Baker. They brought in Baker Mayfield, and I thought that was like overkill. But I was like, okay, I think Baker can do good, but neither one of them got a chance.
No,
neither one of them got a chance.
I would have kept Sam. Hindsight being 2020, I'd have kept Sam. Now is Sam a much different player now? Of course, he played for Kevin. In Minnesota, he played for. He played for the Niners and Shanahan. He got behind some great quarterback coaches that really can help you out. And now he's looking like, a great player in Seattle. But again, I mean, he's a young guy, but he's in his 6th or 7th year.
I thought he went from Minnesota to Seattle.
He went from Minnesota to Seattle. Yeah.
Okay.
And why didn't Minnesota keep him? I mean, that's the dumbest thing ever, right? I mean, why would you give up someone who gave you 13 wins, took you to the playoffs, got you deep in the playoffs?
But that's what Minnesota did. What they did with Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins took him far every year. He just couldn't. He was like Tony Romo when you make it to the playoffs. He just couldn't.
But then again, is it Kirk Cousins' fault? I mean, look. I mean, let's not listen. I mean, I don't want to give too much love to Atlanta, but like, is Atlanta better with Cousins or with Penix? I mean,
I think Cousins.
I mean, like they're winning, and they're winning a lot, and and suddenly Pitts is a much different player, and now they're knowing how to use Bijan. I don't I didn't understand that move from Atlanta, but no, as for fans, they don't know what they have. They weren't there in the 1-15 season. I was, they weren't there when we had Jimmy Clausen.
You bring it back. I had to do push-ups in the mall, betting 100 push-ups a game, and lost all the games but one game. Oh man, I was doing push-ups in the mall. I was doing push-ups on the beach, and we do on call where you can call them out. I only want 5. Just do 5 push-ups right now. Oh my goodness.
I mean, back when we had Vinny. I mean, we forget we had Vinny Testaverde at one point, and we had to roll him out of there from mothballs and roll him out there. I mean. So I mean, listen, we've had some ups and downs, and the younger fans need to realize that you got to embrace the struggle too.
Yeah, and you got to realize what's going on around you.
Yes.
If you get somebody and he has no pieces with him, you can't expect him to be a Superman with nothing, with no cape, no boots.
Well, I'm going to give you a name, and you tell me after I say it. Josh Allen. Josh Allen is arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks of this generation.
Yeah.
But they never seem to surround him with anything, and they lose in the playoffs every time. And they're never going to get there, and they're going to waste all those Josh Allen years because they didn't invest. And now let's not forget, everyone wanted us to draft Keon Coleman when we took Leggett. I mean, I don't know what's going on with Keon Coleman, but they're not even dressing him.
Keon Coleman and Xavier Leggett have the same mindset. They're big, they're strong. So we look at them, they are men, but these are kids. They have a kid mindset. In the offseason, you see Leggett on ATVs out hunting nothing about football. One thing you can remember about Cam Newton in the offseason, this man was in the gym getting ready for the next season,
Yeah,
beasting.
yeah,
And these young kids, when you get a certain the NIL deal, and then being drafted in the first round, when you get that little burst of money, it changes people. Some people are
man.
not grounded,
The
and
wor-
I want people to realize that some people are not grounded enough to know to stay in their craft.
the
That
worst
money
thing, worst
pollutes.
thing for football is the NIL. Worst thing for football is NIL. I mean, those guys aren't hungry anymore. They're
Not
gonna.
just football,
We talked
sports
about
all
it
around.
before. Yeah, it's just it's bad for it's bad for sports, man. It really is. And I want those guys to get a percentage of what they're owed. It is their name, image, and likeness. That is what NIL stands for. But you just can't give up the farm. And like now you have. I mean, look at bowl games. Bowl games are awful because you
I'm
know
not playing.
all the best players don't play
I'm
because they're
not
going to go in the
playing.
transfer portal. They don't want to get hurt and ruin their chances at this or that. And if I'm not in the playoffs, I ain't playing.
Mm.
And it makes it a joke, and
Mhm.
it's not good. I mean, look at some of the attendance of some of these games, and there's been some great games, but there's like what 2,500 people in the stands. It's
It,
awful.
it, the the
That
the,
that
the
LA Bowl was horrible.
It
yeah,
was.
yeah.
They're losing money on that.
Why even have the game at that point? And they got to
Yeah.
pay those teams a couple million
Yeah.
bucks to show up. So it's a tax write off for the sponsor, but it's not good, and I think it ruins the product. And I think if you go full circle, this is why quarterbacks that come to the NFL, they very few guys can come in and play well right away,
Bingo.
because the game is so different and much more challenging. And you look at rookies every year going to come in and struggle. And you look at let's just go back to Bryce's year.
Yeah,
CJ Stroud. Okay, he had a great rookie year. He's been mediocre since. He did play well this last week, so hopefully he gets better.
yeah.
Anthony Richardson, who a lot of people talked about as being a
Anthony,
free.
who
Yeah, exactly. He can't
supposed
get
to be,
him on the
supposed
field.
to be Cam Newton 2.0?
Yeah, no,
Nowhere near it. Nowhere
no.
near it.
And then Mayo guy down there, and Will Levis. I mean, he was supposed to be good too. So I mean, you look around, and every year you talk about there's 4 or 5 guys that you're talking about, and this year it's already starting. Fernando Mendoza. Okay, Fernando Mendoza had one good college season. He won a Heisman. Is he for real? I don't know. I hope he is. Dante Moore in Oregon. I mean, and then after that, it gets a little murky. Ty Simpson, Alabama. I'm not impressed with him, but
Yeah.
nevertheless, it's just
NFL
every
needs
year.
to go back to mentoring QBs.
Yes.
So the project comes out right. And there's no other team than this team, the Green Bay Packers, that mentor the QBs the right way. I've never seen an organization that when one QB's done, the next QB is ready to go and he's not missing a beat and he looks like a superstar when he gets in there.
They're the only team that drafts the guy 3 years before they need the guy. And
It
they
seems
don't
like the
expect him to
blueprint
play.
to go from.
Yeah, they don't
All you-
expect him to play. They're going to
Yeah.
park him. You're going to
Yeah.
sit right over there, and you're going to learn. And we don't expect anything from you other than to be a sponge and to get it right. And I agree. I agree 100%. I think they do the best job of that, and they've been proven right time and time again. And listen, they also got proven right on Malik Willis.
Hey,
Everybody was going to throw that guy away.
hey, exactly.
And I mean, the Titans gave him away, and I was hoping we would get.
Christian McCaffrey. You gave him away for peanuts.
We did.
And look at Christian McCaffrey now.
Now
He did not want to leave Charlotte.
no,
Look
he
at
didn't.
Christian McCaffrey now.
No, he
But
didn't.
these players, when they're grounded in a team and they want to win, we'll go back to Malik. Malik was a phenom when he came in. He had a few mistakes, which they frowned upon, but they threw him into the game. He wasn't used when it's like throwing the deer and going across the street and the deer's in the headlights. Some players are not ready for that NFL speed. Every player is on 99 in the NFL.
Yeah.
It's not like college where that player is good and this player is okay. You get you're getting the best of the best every every down.
Well,
And
Malik came from Liberty. I
yeah,
mean, and he, what was his competition? I mean, he wasn't playing against top tier competition. He did start at Florida State, and he did end
but
up
it's
at
a
Liberty.
mindset. If you're a winner,
Yeah,
it's a mindset. It's a mindset. When you're in the, and then all putting them in there when they're not ready, all that does is mess up that confidence. A QB needs a certain type of swag to play the game. That's why I like Drake May so much. Oh, I like that guy so much, and even that guy in the new guy in New York, the Giants quarterback.
Jackson Dart.
Ooh, they both got the swag, and they both got they're going to be some good QBs right there, man.
Yeah, I like Jackson Dart coming out of college. I thought he was the best quarterback in the draft last year. I think a lot of people, wanted to go the other route, but I'm like Jackson Dart is better than Cam Ward.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you're seeing Shador go through some of those challenges now. I mean, everyone wanted to build him up to be the best or the worst, and instead of just letting the kid play, and now he's playing and he's having some success and he's having some rookie failures, which is
Well, let's
a
be
rookie
honest
quarterback.
over there. Let's be honest over there with Shador. He has nothing to play with. So even if he looks good, he's making lemonade over there out of lemons because who's their number one wide receiver over there?
Jerry Judy.
Judy?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Well, Noah Fan Jr.'s he's starting to really pick it up. No, I mean, no, I'm not disagreeing with you. I think Shador is showing me enough where I would give him another chance.
Put some people around him.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think unfortunately he became the rallying cry for everybody to either love or hate, and you got to let the kid just be the kid. I mean, you can't. He's not going
That's
to.
some other thing going over there. That's not even football going on
I know.
over here.
I know.
They got something else going on.
And I'm the wrong guy to talk about it, but
Yeah.
it's just like just let the kid be the kid, man. Like
Yeah.
let's not make him the great hope or make him a piece of crap. Let's just let him play, and then we'll figure it out, because that is what the NFL is about. If you can play, you play. If you can't, you can't. And we're gonna find out soon. Soon enough. But let's keep it about football. And I think he got a lot of unnecessary hate because of Dion and all the Colorado antics,
100%.
and all that stuff. And and I just love or hate Colorado. I mean, they put themselves on the map. They talked themselves into a lot of games and got a lot of national airtime because people wanted to see what was going to happen. It's just like if you ever watch old UFC, Tito Ortiz had the greatest comment ever. He's like, you can hate me all you want, but you're going to pay to hate me, or you can pay to love me, but you're going to pay either way.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what it's about. So I just feel like, we as a fan group, our team, Bryce has shown me enough that, listen, he has more come from behind wins than any quarterback in the history in the similar age group. And that there's some pretty good names on that list that he's better than. I think that is when he's at his best. I think Dave needs to do a better job of building an offense around him.
Yes.
I personally would like to see, maybe we think about bringing in a different OC that can just spend all his time with Bryce and not have to split his time with other pieces of the team. So
a mentor, a true mentor.
I'd love to see us get some, like, if there's teams that are going to move on from their coaches this year, and maybe we can get somebody that can really, really just help develop him and turn him into the best version of himself, because he's close, but we got to get our offensive line back, and everyone needs to,
please,
like I said, everyone needs to take a breath, man, and really just understand that the team is really improved and is improving, and there's hope, man, and we can do this. We really can. And if you get to the dance, who knows? I mean, that's all you need is a chance, right? I mean,
yeah.
Hey, we beat the Rams in double overtime. If I don't forget there, to go to the first Super Bowl.
We beat Green Bay.
Yeah. We were supposed to get smoked in that game.
Supposed to.
And we won that game. We went to the Super Bowl, and if our man doesn't kick the ball out of bounds, we win that game. We start the legend of Tom Brady.
Hey, baby, let's keep it real.
That was a mafia move.
That's when we found out that New England was cheating. Everybody on that team was like, they knew our plays.
Yeah.
They saw them calling our call signs when we were calling them.
Something was up. But yeah. But hey, I mean, we've been right there. You know, including, you know, our second season going to the NFC.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
We've been there, man. We've been close. Yeah. So, you know, we're gonna get there. And I feel like we're on the right track, and
yeah.
You know, we just gotta not be as a fan group so immediately we suck or we're going to the Super Bowl. Like, no, let's stay right here. Like, let's be. I mean, first, you know, fan is short for fanatic, and we're really showing our fanatic side as a group.
Yes.
But I appreciate you guys having me.
Man, well, we gonna have you back. We're gonna have you back. I still haven't had a chance to talk to you.